Imagine falling in love, like real once in a lifetime kind of love. And then one day, your partner looks at you and says, he doesn't even know you. Not because he's lying or cheating, but because he literally doesn't remember you. Hello, guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you all are doing well and are also in good health and wealth. If you're new here, hi, my name is Sonali, and if you're old, well, you know who I am. I've been wanting to start this series since a very long time, and I know what you guys are thinking. There are thousands of Mahabharat video on YouTube, animated versions, podcast versions, narrations, etc., etc., and all of them are amazing. But here is the thing: when I watch a story, I just don't want it narrated, but I also want to understand what those characters were feeling at that point, the pain, the confusion, the betrayal. And that's what I enjoy doing when I tell stories. I like feeling those characters. I like feeling those emotions that's happening at that moment. And that's what I want to do here. Because Mahabharat, it's not just about dharma and war. It's ego that destroyed everything, love that didn't work, promises that were made and broken, and timings that ruined lives. So this series is not just storytelling. Her episode mein I'll break down the story, what actually went wrong, and what we can learn from it, and how situations and scenarios that happened in Dwapar Yuga can still be applied in Kali Yuga. हम ये episode by episode करेंगे so that you don't get overwhelmed. Honestly, I'm pretty excited to start this series because बचपन से Indian history. I'm not even going to call this mythology because I believe it happened. Ramayana, Mahabharata, एवरीथिंग हैपेंड. एंड बचपन में जब ये स्टोरी सुनती थी मेरे मॉम से, मेरे दादी से, आई वाज सो फैसिनेटेड बाय दीज स्टोरीज दैट आई एंडेड अप वाचिंग बी.आर. चोपड़ा महाभारत एंड लेटर ऑन दी स्टार प्लस महाभारत. I ended up reading all the Mahabharat Grantha books and everything, Bhagavad Gita, because I was so fascinated and I was always like craving to share these stories to the world because इतने सारे लर्निंग्स है ना एक एक स्टोरी में, एक एक कैरेक्टर ऐसा कैरेक्टर है ना. बिकॉज मुझे लगता है एक भी कैरेक्टर यहाँ पे परफेक्ट नहीं है. हर एक कैरेक्टर में there is a good side, there is a bad side. Every character is somewhat a gray character as well as a virtually good character. So depending on the situation, unka role, unka mindset change hota hai. And that's what makes Mahabharata so interesting. I mean, abhi bhi I can just watch the series or I can just read the book and I will feel like so good. I will feel so motivated. I will feel this rush of happiness and motivation inside me. That's what Mahabharata can do to you, and I really hope by narrating these stories it can do the same to you. So let's start with the first episode. This looks like a simple, pure, innocent love story, but by the end of this video you will literally feel for the female protagonist in this story. You will feel her pain, the betrayal she faced, her dilemma, her confusion, her anger, everything. In this story there are two characters, King Dushyant and Shakuntala. King Dushyant, he is the king of Hastinapur. He is the king of Kuru lineage, the Kuru Vansh. It's also called as the Puru lineage. His dynasty, the whole dynasty, Shakuntala and Dushyant's story serves as the starting point of the Mahabharat story. Each and every detail that I'm mentioning in the video, do not miss it because everything is connected. This whole story, the whole Mahabharat, everything is connected. So even if you miss one detail, you will literally get confused. So pay attention. So let's talk about Shakuntala. Shakuntala is a daughter of Rishi Vishwamitra and Swarglok Apsara Menka. कॉम्बिनेशन थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट है, राइट. आई विल टेल यू द कॉन्टेक्स्ट बिहाइंड दिस. सो व्हाट हैपेंस इज ऋषि विश्वामित्र वो एक बहुत ही डीप मेडिटेशन में रहते हैं एंड उनका गोल रहता है कि मैं मेडिटेशन करके स्ट्रांग बनूं, पावरफुल बनूं, मेरे अंदर और पेशेंस आ जाए और डिवाइन पावर्स आ जाए एंड एवरीथिंग. सो ही इज डीप इनटू दिस मेडिटेशन. ईयर्स गोज बाय एंड नोबडी, नथिंग इज एबल टू डिसरप्ट हिज मेडिटेशन. आंधी तूफान कुछ भी आए, विश्वामित्र वहां के वहां बैठ के मेडिटेशन कर रहे हैं. At this point, Devraj Indradev, he is noticing everything. And Indradev को लगता है कि यार मतलब जिस स्पीड में जो डेडिकेशन से ऋषि विश्वामित्र तपस्या कर रहे हैं, if he continues doing that, Vishwamitra will end up being the most powerful person on this entire planet. Dharti, Swarglok, Patal Lok, all three lok में he will be the most powerful. So ये डर बैठ जाता है देवराज इंद्र के अंदर, and he's like, I need to do something because I am the king of gods. I am the Devraj, you know, I am the powerful person here. And if Vishwamitra is able to conquer everything in the world, somewhere my position can get a bit weak, you know. So I need to do something. I need to disrupt his meditation. But Kidana Kidar, Indradev is also very careful because he does not want to be cursed by Vishwamitra. He knows that अगर वो कुछ करते हैं और अगर विश्वामित्र को समझ में आता है कि ये इंद्र भगवान की चाल है, he will curse Indra. So Indra thinks a lot. He's like, what am I supposed to do जिससे विश्वामित्र की तपस्या भंग हो जाए. At this point उनके दिमाग में आता है that I will send स्वर्गलोक अप्सरा, Menka. Who is Menka? She's one of the dancers at Lord Indradev's court. He's like, Menka is beautiful. She looks very gorgeous and pretty. If I send her, and if she is able to seduce Vishwamitra, if she is able to distract him, that's it. My work is done. Vishwamitra की तपस्या भंग हो जाएगी, and then he will not be the most powerful person on this planet. तो वो मेनका से बात करते हैं और वो मेनका को बोलते हैं that you have to go down to earth and you have to disturb him, you have to distract him. Somewhere Menka is concerned about this, but she still listens to इंद्रदेव एंड वो जाती है धरती पे. जब वो धरती पे जाती है वो नोटिस करती है दैट विश्वामित्र तपस्या में भंग है. आंधी आए, तूफान आए, कुछ भी हो जाए, nothing is disturbing him, nothing is distracting him. So Menka does what she's good at. She dances. She tries distracting him with her moves, her dance and everything. Initially Vishwamitra distract nahi hote. He doesn't even know that she's around there. But somewhere days goes by and Vishwamitra distract ho jate hai. And Menka is able to seduce Vishwamitra. Now, because she could seduce Vishwamitra, they do get intimate, and because of that, Menka is pregnant with Shakuntala. Now Vishwamitra understands that ये इंद्रदेव की चाल थी and everything whatever happened, it was all because Indradev wanted to distract him. So he is very angry and he refuses to accept the child. He's like, no, I'm not going to accept this child, and he leaves. Now Menka, she's a स्वर्गलोक अप्सरा. वो बच्चे को लेके स्वर्ग में नहीं जा सकती. स्वर्ग लोक में मनुष्य के लिए जगह नहीं है एंड मनुष्य लोक में अप्सराओं के लिए नहीं जगह है. सो एट दिस पॉइंट she has no choice but she has to abandon the child, and that was the most difficult decision for her, but she had to do it because she can't take the kid to heaven, right? The kid has to live her life to the fullest. So she abandons the kid and she moves back to Swarglok. Shakuntala is abandoned alone in the forest and she is found by Rishi Kanva. When Rishi Kanva sees Shakuntala, he immediately adopts her and she is raised in the Kanva ashram. So for Shakuntala, her parents are Kanva Rishi and also Gautami Mata, both who are there in the ashram. Now Shakuntala grows up, even Dushyant grows up, and one day King Dushyant, he's wandering in the forest where he sees Shakuntala for the very first time. Now, King Dushyant, he has been surrounded by people in the royal attire, etc., etc. But for him, when he sees Shakuntala, he is captivated by her presence because a woman who's dressed in simple ashram clothes, yes, she is looking so pretty, so gorgeous, and he's smitten by her. He's in love with her, and he immediately, like, you know, tries to talk to her and everything. And even Shakuntala is smitten by him. And Shakuntala at this point, she has not seen the outside world. She has only been in the ashram. She has never even stepped once out of the ashram. So to see her man in this king attire, who's so gorgeous, who's looking like a warrior, for her also it was like attraction and love at first sight. So they both are in love with each other. They spend time together. They talk. Silence gets heavier, and you know, धीरे धीरे वो प्यार इतना बरकरार होता है that Dushyant tells Shakuntala that he wants to marry her. He wants to spend the rest of his life with her. And the thing is, at this point, Rishi Kanva, he's not in the ashram. So Dushyant is like, I cannot wait till Rishi Kanva is back in the ashram. I want you, I love you, I want to have you right now, and I want to marry you. So what they do is they do a marriage in Gandharva style. Now, what is Gandharva marriage? Gandharva marriage is a marriage where there are no rituals, no societal expectations, people. It's just two people who have this mutual consent and they want to marry each other. So basically, there is nobody present, but it's still a marriage and it's a legal marriage because two people are choosing each other. Now, even though back in Dwapar Yuga, Gandharva marriage was legal, it was still the most vulnerable form of marriage for women because there is no proof if something goes wrong, and there is nobody who will acknowledge this marriage. So it's just the husband and the wife who know that they are married, and if they tell more people, that's about it, else nobody knows. So Shakuntala is also a bit skeptical and scared, but she loves Dushyant with all her heart, so she agrees to this marriage. They both get married, and they are happy about it. They spend some more days at the ashram, and after that Dushyant decides to leave. Now Shakuntala is worried because Dushyant is leaving, and she's scared because they are married now. They've gotten intimate, and she's scared that there are so many things that could possibly go wrong. And Dushyant assures her that he will come back. Now you guys will ask me that why couldn't he just take her? He's married to her, right? So he should have just taken her with him to the kingdom. But ऐसे नहीं होता because at that point Rishi Kanwa is not in the ashram. So one possibility based on the based on the books that I've read is Dushyant wanted to take Shakuntala with him when Rishi Kanwa was present in the ashram. He was not, so he wanted to wait till Rishi Kanwa is back. Another thing that I read was that there were possibilities of war and some additional kingdom responsibilities. And Dushyant, he was not just a guy in love, but he was also a king. So he had this mindset that, there are possible wars, there are other responsibilities. I need to fix these and then take Shakuntala with me. So based on these situations, he is not able to take Shakuntala back to his kingdom. So what he does is, वो उनके हाथ में एक अंगूठी रहती है, वो शकुंतला को देते हैं. This is a token of commitment, from Dushyant to Shakuntala, that I have chosen you, you have chosen me. This is our प्यार की निशानी, हमारा प्यार का सबूत है ये ring. And Shakuntala is like, okay, fine, I am gonna wait for you. Please come back soon. And after this, Dushyant leaves. Now days goes by, weeks goes by, and Shakuntala is waiting for Dushyant. At this point, Shakuntala is often daydreaming. One day Dushyant will come back, and वो ऋषि कन्वा से शकुंतला का हाथ मांगेंगे, वो शकुंतला को विदा करके लेके जाएंगे. So she starts daydreaming about these situations. Every time, wherever she is in the ashram, she imagines that, Dushyant is back, Dushyant is here to take her. तो वो वही imagination में पूरे दिन रहती है और वही hallucinate करते रहती है. ये सब के दौरान Shakuntala gets pregnant, and everyone in the ashram, they know that, she and Dushyant, they got married in Gandharva style, and Dushyant will come one day to pick her up. And she's waiting. She's like, I'm pregnant now, and my husband has no idea that I'm pregnant. I really hope he comes back soon and he picks me up and everything. तो ये सब सोचती रहती है. अब यहाँ पे बड़ा ट्विस्ट होता है, because she is hallucinating about Dushyant to this point that she's not aware about her surroundings, what is happening around her, who is conversating with her, आसपास क्या हो रहा है उसको कुछ आइडिया नहीं, बिकॉज पूरा दिन वो यही सोचती रहती कि दुष्यंत महाराज आएंगे और मुझे लेके जाएंगे. एक दिन ऐसा होता है that Shakuntala, as usual, she is lost, she is hallucinating about Dushyant, and ऋषि दुर्वासा enter करते हैं. Now if you guys don't know who ऋषि दुर्वासा is, he is one of the most powerful rishis, and he is also known for his anger. That means he can be really kind-hearted, he can be a giver, but if you don't respect him, if you do not listen to him, he can curse you. He can curse you left and right. So वो युग में ऋषि दुर्वासा का बहुत खौफ रहता है, and people literally fear him. People are like, ऋषि दुर्वासा नहीं, उनको तो हमेशा प्रसन्न करना है, because if he gets angry, he is gonna curse you and that will destroy your life. अब क्या होता है, कन्वा आश्रम में ऋषि दुर्वासा आते हैं एंड वो देखते हैं कि शकुंतला बैठी है. सो ही लुक्स एट शकुंतला एंड ही कॉल्स हर. नाउ शकुंतला इज लॉस्ट इन द थॉट्स ऑफ हर हस्बैंड कि मेरे पति आएंगे, मुझे लेके जाएंगे, तो वो ऐसे ही बैठी रहती है. अब ऋषि दुर्वासा इज लुकिंग एट शकुंतला, शी इज नॉट रिस्पॉन्डिंग. सो थोड़ा वो गुस्सा हो जाते, बट स्टिल उनको ऐसा लगता है कि चलो फाइन, मे बी शुड नॉट हियर हिम। वो और 2 बार उसको बुलाते हैं, शकुंतला शकुंतला। शी इज स्टिल नॉट रिस्पॉन्डिंग। उसको तो पता ही नहीं कि ऋषि दुर्वासा यहाँ पे खड़े, वो बस ऐसे बैठी है एंड शी इज थिंकिंग अबाउट दुष्यंत। मेरे पति आएंगे, मेरे पति आएंगे। At this point, Rishi Durvasa, unka patience, it's hanging by a thread. And he gets so angry. He's like, who are you thinking about that you're not even aware that I am present here? Like, I am feeling disrespected right now. You know, मैं यहाँ पे ये आश्रम में खड़ा हूँ तुम्हारे सामने, and you're not valuing me, you're not respecting me, you're not even paying respects to me. Like, what is happening? And she has no idea. ये ऋषि है यहाँ पे, and she's just sitting like that. At this point, he's so angry, he's so frustrated कि उनका श्राप मुंह से निकलता है। एंड द कर्स इज, शकुंतला, तुमने मेरा अनादर किया है, यू हैव लिटरली डिसरेस्पेक्टेड मी। तुम जिसके भी ख्यालों में खोई हो, वो इंसान तुम्हें भूल जाएगा। ही विल फॉरगेट दैट यू एग्जिस्टेड। यही मेरा श्राप है। At this point, Shakuntala snaps back to reality and she realizes that this powerful sage, Durvasa, has cursed her. She's like, oh my god, what did I do? How did this happen? Was I so mesmerized by the thought of my husband coming here to receive me that I forgot that Rishi Durvasa is present here? तो बहुत स्ट्रेस में आती है। शी इज लाइक, ओ माई गॉड, मैं क्या करूँ क्या करूँ। तो वो जाके ऋषि दुर्वासा के पाँव छूती है। शी इज लाइक, मुझे माफ़ कर दो, मुझे माफ़ कर दो, मुझे नहीं पता था आप यहाँ पे हो, मैं कभी ऐसा आपका अनादर नहीं करूँगी। बहुत ज़्यादा वो सॉरी बोलती है, रिक्वेस्ट करती है कि प्लीज़ 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 आप ये श्राप वापस ले लीजिए, मेरा ज़िंदगी बर्बाद हो जाएगा। मैं मेरे पति का इंतज़ार कर रही हूँ, मैं वही इंतज़ार में उनके ख्यालों में मग्न थी, मुझे नहीं पता था आप यहाँ पे हो। एंड थोड़े टाइम बाद ऋषि दुर्वासा थोड़े शांत हो जाते हैं। एंड वंस हिज एंगर इज कूल डाउन, ही इज लाइक, दिस कर्स हैज़ टू बी लिफ्टेड। अभी मैंने एक बार कर्स दे दिया, मैं वो कर्स को वापस नहीं ले सकता, बट वंस दिस कर्स इज लिफ्टेड, it can be cured. You have to show your husband something after which he will remember you. Like anything, it could be anything जो तुम्हारा प्यार का निशानी है, something that you both are aware about. Once he sees that thing, he will remember you. At this point, Shakuntala remembers that Dushyant has given her ring, which is token of their love. So she's like, okay fine, I have this ring, if I show this ring he will remember me, right? Durvasa Rishi is like, yes, but first the curse has to be lifted. He will forget you, and once you show him this ring, only then he will remember you. At this point, Shakuntala is very anxious. She's like, she's pregnant and now her husband, you know, he doesn't remember her. Still she has this belief that, you know, once he will see the ring, he will remember her. तो पूरी anxious होके शकुंतला निकल जाती है आश्रम से अस्तिनापुर के लिए, होपिंग दैट वंस हर हस्बैंड सीज हर, ही विल रिमेंबर हर। एंड रिमेंबर, शी हैज नॉट येट सीन द आउटसाइड वर्ल्ड। उसको तो पता ही नहीं कि बाहर का दुनिया कैसा होता है। शी इज स्टिल अ बेबी, यू नो, हु इज हैविंग अ बेबी राइट नाउ। उसको तो सिर्फ आश्रम का दुनिया पता है। तो शी ट्रेवल्स ऑल द वे फ्रॉम कनवा आश्रम टू हस्तिनापुर, एंड वंस शी एंटर्स द Kuru court, she looks at her husband and, you know, she's hoping that he will remember her. Dushyant looks at Shakuntala and he's blank. He's just looking at her and he's like, do I know you? Because I don't. Who are you? And she tries to remind him. She's like, I'm your wife. You know, you, and पूरा story बताती है कि, you know, आप मेरे आश्रम आए थे, this happened, that happened, हमारा गंधर्व विवाह हुआ था, I'm pregnant, I'm expecting your child and everything. And Dushyant doesn't remember. At this point, everyone in the court is laughing. And, you know, the Kuru court, the people of Kuruvansh, the people of Hastinapur, they have a history of disrespecting their women. Like, you will understand as I narrate more episodes. So she's feeling disrespected. At this point, she's like, okay, you know what? I will show him the ring and he will remember, because Durvasa Rishi ने बोला, right? Curse has to be lifted. And then एक बार उसने ring दिखा दिया, he will remember. वो ring दिखाने को try करती है, but वो जब अपना हाथ देखती है, हाथ में ring ही नहीं है। रिंग कहाँ गया? एंड दैट्स व्हेन शी रिमेंबर्स कि जब वो आती है, व्हेन शी इज ट्रैवलिंग फ्रॉम द कनवा आश्रम टू हस्तिनापुर, शी इज ट्रैवलिंग थ्रू अ वाटर रूट एंड पानी में वो रिंग गिर गया है। एट दिस पॉइंट शी इज लाइक, ओ माई गॉड, रिंग तो पानी में गिर गया है, लाइक हाउ एम आई सपोज टू रिमाइंड माई हस्बैंड नाउ? एंड शी ट्राइज टू टेल हिम दैट, यू नो, इफ आई शो यू द रिंग यू विल रिमेंबर, दिस इज अ कर्स, you will remember, but he doesn't know her, so he tells her to leave, and everyone in the court, they disrespect her, they ask her to leave. And she feels betrayed. किधर ना किधर उसको पता है कि उसके पति का गलती नहीं है, but she's also like, he should have remembered me. How can he not remember me? And at this point, she's feeling hopeless. She's all alone. And back then, the situation was very different, you know. Now she's imagining that वो वापस से कन्वा आश्रम नहीं जा सकती because she has this feeling that nobody will accept her there. She belongs to Hastinapur and her husband doesn't remember her. How is she supposed to go back to the Kanva ashram? She can't even stay at Hastinapur. She can't even stay in the Kanva ashram. कहाँ जाएगी वो? तो hopeless, betrayed, इतना गुस्सा उसके अंदर वो निकल जाती है वहां से. Feeling betrayed by Dushyant and realizing that she can no longer go back to Kanva ashram, she finds peace in Rishi Kashyap's ashram. Now that's where she gives birth to a son, Bharat. Remember the name Bharat because this name is gonna change a lot of things for Hastinapur. अब वक्त गुजर जाता है and Bharat is growing up. अब इस point पे क्या होता है, एक fisherman, he's slicing his fish और वो fish के अंदर देखता है एक रिंग है. वो रिंग देखते ही realizes this is a royal ring and he immediately goes to King Dushyant. And he's like, I found this ring and you know मैं मच्छी का पेट काट रहा था and that's where I found this ring and I'm assuming it belongs to the Kuruvansh. दुष्यंत जैसे ही वो ring देखता है he realizes everything. उसकी memories starts flooding back and that's when he realizes what he has done, you know. Even though उसकी गलती नहीं है, the memory was wiped off, he realizes what he has done to Shakuntala. Shakuntala was here in this court, you know, asking Dushyant to accept and he rejected her. The entire Kuru Vansh, the people, the ministers, everyone, they mocked her, they made fun of her, they character assassinated her and they rejected her. And now she is gone. She's pregnant and she's gone. Where is she? And he is searching for her now. He's like, I need to find her because there is no way I will be able to live without her. And you know, I can't. And मैंने जो भी किया है मुझे पता भी नहीं मैंने क्यों किया. And he's not aware of the curse. So he's finding her everywhere. वो ढूंढता है and then he reaches Rishi Kashyap's ashram where he meets Bharat first. And initially he doesn't know Bharat is his son. But after a couple of conversations, he realizes that Bharat is his son and he also finds Shakuntala. Now Shakuntala, even though she's aware that you know what Dushyant did was because he did not remember her, she still feels hurt, she feels betrayed, so she doesn't acknowledge him. She refuses to even talk to him. But after a lot of conversations, consideration, manana, rootna and everything, she finally accepts Dushyant. And Dushyant happily takes Shakuntala and Bharat back to Hastinapur where they rightfully belong. Now let's talk about Bharat because Bharat goes on to be the emperor, the Chakravarti Samrat of the Kuru Vansh of India. He's also called as Bharat, he's also called as Bharat, he's called as Raja Bharata, Raja Bharata. So there are different ways his name is pronounced, but it all comes down to one thing, that India is named after Raja Bharat. What makes Bharat's personality different is that when he is ruling as the emperor of India and when he has to choose his successor, he does not choose his sons. He feels all his sons, they are not worthy of ruling. And what he does is, he chooses Bhumanyu. Who is Bhumanyu? There are different verses of this story. One story says that Bhumanyu is a son of Bharadwaj and Bharadwaj is a Pandit / Rishi who lived there in Hastinapur. Some versions also say that because Bharat did not find any of his sons capable, he performs a yagya and वो यज्ञ से एक बेटा पैदा होता है Bhumanyu and he assigns Bhumanyu as the king of Hastinapur. So अलग-अलग versions है, but the fact is that Bharat does not choose any of his sons as his successor. वो Bhumanyu को choose करता है and Bhumanyu से Kuru lineage continue होता है. Continue होते 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 it reaches King Shantanu. Who is King Shantanu? King Shantanu, his life, his choices, his decisions, everything impacted Mahabharat. Everything impacted the future of Hastinapur, the Kuru Vansh. This story involves a mysterious woman, another woman, a condition-based marriage, another condition-based marriage, all his kids dying except one whom we call the legend Bhishma. But we'll talk more about this in episode 2. So that was it for episode 1 of Mahabharat. I will see you again in the next episode where we will be talking about King Shantanu and his choices that changed the future course of Hastinapur. Like in a good way or bad way, you will understand. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you again in the next one. Bye bye.